towards the end of the presentation or towards an hour after, and you'll get the recording on it as well. Everything I do is also posted on YouTube. So if you have if you want to jump on YouTube and watch other recordings, you could go ahead and do that. But today we're going to be doing just the basics MoxieWorks website 101. We're just going to go through the different steps it is to get that going, because we know now that your In Touch website has migrated over, or it will be migrating over. Well, the URL will stop being public in October. So your In Touch website, if you're not a pro user, your website will stop being public in October. But this is a good opportunity to start really revamping your Moxie website. Your Moxie website is your new company provided site that is all found within one suite, which is MoxieWorks. So today, what is the importance of a website? A lot of website is new, something that we've never really had to invest a lot of time. It was mostly a nice generic template that would have our contact information on there, and we just would leave it and forget it. We would forget to showcase that website. But now the internet is your prospect's go-to source to begin searching for a home. And that's how they find their homes, how they find a brokerage or an agent to partner with throughout this journey. And that makes it essential that you have a strong online presence, which includes your website, and that could be leveraged to you to communicate your value to your prospects and to spread awareness of your market. So it's not only going to be catered just to your potential sellers and buyers. We want to make sure that you're utilizing your website as your as your point of contact to let them know that you're the expert of that community, to really show that you're going to be there and giving them resources from before they purchase a home until after they purchase a home. And we'll be able to leverage that. All Moxie websites include advanced website analytics, so it is connected to your MLS. It is also so you'll be able to do listing searches, all of that. It is connected. It's already integrated with MLS. You'll also be able to start gathering analytics to make sure how the traffic is going to your site and the activity that's going on. You'll be able to uncover your valuable insights to help you grow your business to the next level. So how are you going to use these insights, or what's the point of them? We'll be able to go ahead and start doing that. So now we're just going to kind of start the initial process. If you haven't explored MoxieWorks, this is perfect because we're going to go step by step on that. First, we want to make sure that you kind of know the layout of the site. Most sites have a navigational bar, so that's going to be right up top, where you're going to be able to give everyone that information on there. The next thing, we'll always want to have your agent contact information front and center and in different pages on your site to make sure that they know that you are their expert, their agent in that community. We'll have a search bar. So obviously one of the main points is we want to make sure that our clients are going to our sites to start looking for properties. We want to stop navigating them to Zillow. I know everyone's going to Zillow, but now that Zillow is its own brokerage, it's not going to be giving all that information for you as an individual agent. So this is good to start getting into the habit of directing our clients, our potential buyers and sellers, to start looking and searching at our website. That way, you are their point of contact. You will be the one they will reach out to for questions and showings and anything available. So you'll be able to have that search bar and be that Google, that Zillow property search right on your own site. You'll be able to showcase your tagline. I know agents have really nice and catchy taglines that you'll be able to showcase it right on your website, kind of get that personal feel out already. In your background image, of course, we want to make sure we're personalizing it. So if you have a picture that you're proud of that you've taken along the coast, or a property that you've listed and it's just a spectacular view or spectacular property that you're proud of, you'll be able to go in and customize your site. That is already pre-built for you. It has the generic information. So whatever information you have on your desk profile, that will be already traveled and transferred over to Moxie website. So if you don't do anything right now, you do have an active site. You'll have your basic generic information and it's functioning because it is already connected to MLS. But we want to make sure we do a couple of steps, at least to make sure that our site is secure. You have the option to apply an SSL certification, so it's free. That just shows if you're ever on websites, you see a little lock on the site, on the search bar. We always want to make sure that the sites that we visit, that we enter any information, has that little lock on the search bar. So we are making sure that all of your sites are secure. And it's an easy application. You have to press a button, but we do have to go in and apply that security search. So this is a quick and easy step. Like I mentioned, it's only going to be one or two buttons that you would have to click, and it's part of your common tasks. So one of the great things about Moxie Works is the moment that you enter it, you'll see this page. You'll log in, and you'll be able to see the common tasks. I believe there are 11 common tasks, and I would just go down that list. The last one is that SSL certification. So if you don't want to do any of the editing, at least do apply the SSL certification, and that's it. That's the bare minimum that you would want to do if you don't want to do any editing. But if you want to do some editing, we'll be able to go ahead and do that. So if you do click on that SSL button, you'll see this little window will pop up saying nothing has been detected. You'll hit the request SSL certification. You'll end up getting an email letting you know, hey, the certification has been accepted. You'll go back into that section, hit go ahead, activate SSL, and that little lock will start populating on your browser site. That way your visitors will know that your site is secure, and they'll have more confidence in searching into your website. So now that you've already done the SSL, you'll be able to start doing the editing. And like I mentioned, we have that homepage that you're going to land on, and it's going to be the common tasks. You'll also be able to see settings alongside the left-hand side. So all of the additional taskbars are always going to be on the left-hand side and on the top banner as well. You'll always be able to see your site. Just to see how it is already, you'll just be able to log in and see view site, and you'll see your already created Moxie website. But let's make some edits onto there. You'll be able to select if your website is an individual agent, or if you're working with a team, you'll be able to also convert your website into that team site. And that's going to be also in the settings, and you'll be able to convert that site into a team section. So how are we going to activate it? Now that you know that you have a site, that you want to go ahead and activate that SSL to make it secure, and if you're an agent or a team member, part of an agent team, and that's the basic. Now let's do the site activation. Those common tasks are right up front. We'll be able to click on to make it visible to your search engine. So Moxie Websites has built the features that do not require any customization. Like I mentioned, if you don't want to do anything, you could set it and forget it. If you would like to activate your site at this point, you could go ahead and complete your site activation completion site. So it's just the button on the bottom. You're going to go ahead and hit go there. We want to make sure that you are proud of what is published. So we're not pushing any website out unless you give us a permission or you give us the go ahead to go ahead and push it out. So you could go in and click it. I want to make my site visible for search engines. So whenever they're Googling Wendy Fernandez, they'll start seeing your site on there. And so we want to make sure we at least complete those steps in order to make our website active. From there on, if you click on that button, it'll bring you over to the page called Reading Settings. And this is what is going to help you to make sure your website is visible on the search engines. This is a very important step in making your site available online for search engines to find. So when you are ready to show your website, the word unchecked, we want to go ahead and uncheck discourage search engines from indexing this site. So basically, we want to encourage it. So that means we want to make it visible. This is crucial. If you don't do this, people will not be able to find your online presence unless they're directly typing in your URL. So we want to make sure we're making it a lot easier for them. So we have to go ahead and hit discourage settings and unclick it. So now if you've done the bare minimum, your website is live and you could go ahead and celebrate on that section. But now let's do some basic customization at least. So those are going to be down on your home page under the common task, like I've been mentioning. The main page for your customization page is going to be there, your hub for creating content and personalizing your style. You'll be able to go ahead and, like I mentioned, hit that visit site to see exactly what's the layout now. And then you'll be able to go to the different sections and see how you're going to be able to edit those things. Like I mentioned, the left-hand side is your navigational bar where you'll be able to edit the different sections. And this is where you're going to be able to modify your pages. The admin page is where you'll be able to customize, and the SSAs will be able to assist you on that as well. This is where I would suggest just focusing on just the common tasks. Don't go anywhere else at the moment. That way you'll be able to start personalizing your style. To modify the sections, you'll just go there. That is one verbiage that I've kind of had to get used to, the go there section, but it really does make it nice and simple. If you want to personalize the site style, you'll just go there. And once you click there, it will send you to this site. It's modifying the home page. So this is where you're going to be able to choose a palette. If you're a global luxury certified agent, you'll be able to click that global luxury template. If you're a staff member, you also will be able to do an admin page. The company default will be the blue CB North Star designation of the layout. Now the homepage layout, you'll be able to do it by search focus. So if we want to make sure that search bar is following them along the site, we'll do the search focused, but you could also do agent focus, which will have your contact page, your contact card on the header, and your face, your information, your emails will be front and center for them to contact you directly. You also have the capability of creating a new homepage. And this is going to be for the 102 when you create your own items, but you'll be able to designate that homepage right on this section. We always want to make sure we hit that publish button. Even if our site isn't published yet, we haven't hit it on the search engines, we want to make sure our edits change. I'm a culprit of it. I forget to hit publish and then I go back to the site and I don't see the edit. So I have to remind myself to hit that publish button or that save button. It's always going to be blue. So that way it'll let you know that you have to go ahead and select it onto there. So now that we've selected the kind of style, now we'll be able to edit the header depending on how you want it. I always like to just click on it, publish it, see it on the site, see if I like the layout. If I don't, I'll go back and click another one. The one that I've been recommending is the slim style. It's just a lot cleaner. I'll show you a couple examples in the little time. But yeah, I really like the sim style. It kind of really navigates and puts your website front and center as opposed to having a thicker header or a bigger logo. We already know you're a Coldwell Banker, so you could just minimize that logo to have it a little smaller on the side. You'll be able to edit uppercase, lowercase, or if you just wanted to be case sensitive. That way, all of the lettering are consistent throughout the way and you're not fighting, oh, did I capitalize that? Did I not capitalize it? You'll know exactly what the layout of your website categories will be. So after that, we also have footers. Uh, yes, so it right under the header section up here. So you've got appearance, homepage layout, header. Under the footer, so right now we have the default footer, which is it has a lot of generic Coldwell Banker disclosures. It has the real estate, the rheology, the uh, home equity logos on there. You could customize it to minimize that information on the bottom. So there's a bunch of different levels of customization that you'll be able to do with your site. I usually just do the default footer. It has all the disclosures that are necessary for your site. We want to make sure that everything is in compliance. So if you have a custom footer, I would want to make sure that you have all the proper verbiage at least to have that available. And of course, we always want to make sure we're hitting that update button, that blue button, to make sure all of our edits get changed. So now that we've changed our layouts, now let's go in and change the actual information inside of that page. So that's always going to be on the left-hand side. We're going to hit home page, and this is where it's going to pull up everything that is laid out on that home page of yours. It'll have that background image, your personal information, your header, that search bar, and all of that information right on one page. So this is where it's good to have all of your material, all of your digital material handy. So having a copy of your bio will be good. Having your headshot saved on a folder will be nice to have. That way it's going to be a lot easier and faster for you to just go ahead and edit that. So if you have a nice banner of a picture that you've taken of a property, or you're out at the beach and you really like that picture, go ahead and put that in a folder. That way, when you're ready to go ahead and sit down and edit your site, you have everything at once and handy for that. You have different options to go ahead and put on there as well. So if you have a YouTube video, an introductional YouTube video of yourself, you could go ahead and showcase that on your homepage. If you have a blog, you'll be able to add those links right onto that homepage without going into any other section, all within one layout. So you'll be able to go ahead and change your layout on there as well. So that big banner, you'll be able to change. It also gives you option if it's going to be a dark background. So if it's a darker picture or a lighter picture, that way the text doesn't contrast with each other. Well, it does contrast, and the letters don't blend in with the background. So depending on your picture, you'll also want to make sure that you're making those additional edits to make sure that everything looks nice and crisp on your site. So you'll be able to upload a picture, or choose a template. So they do have stock imagery on there as well. So if you don't have anything at the handy, you'll always have some options in there, because Moxie does have templates, and they have additional information on there in case they need it, in case you don't have the stock imagery. So you'll be able to choose that up there. It does give you the dimensions, the required dimensions, because it is a horizontal banner. So if it's a square picture, if it gets blown out, it will get stretched out. So I would want to consider having more of a panoramic horizontal picture in mind for that banner page. From there on, you'll be able to upload it from your computer. We do want to make sure that you own every picture that you upload, or that they are royalty-free pictures. We want to make sure you're not getting any copywriting infringement or any violations on there. So it does give you that check, that confirmation to make sure that you are the owner, or that you do have permission to use that photography. You'll be able to do image gallery. So this is all the generic stock pictures that Coldwell Banker has uploaded on there, or all the pictures that you have previously uploaded. So if you want to recycle pictures, or if it's your headshot, it'll be always in your image library in case you want to use that as well. Like any other pages, you could drag and drop, or just select the files onto there, and it will let you know. These are somewhat of the image gallery, some of the pictures. So I do want to say a lot of the pictures aren't very coastal in our Santa Cruz Monterey area. So believe me, I am working on getting more localized pictures, photography on there, but there are some interior pictures of properties, exterior landscapings on there as well. And then your image library, where everything you've uploaded, you'll be able to go ahead and use as well. You'll want to make sure that after you pick that picture that you're having the correct text, color, and background effect. That way everything is showcased correctly. So now if you move down, you'll be able to do that header, that search bar, finding your dream home. I've seen some catchy slogans, some catchy taglines. So whatever your creativity desires, you'll be able to upload that there. Or if you want to keep it nice and simple, you could go ahead and remove that and have it nice and just have that search bar up top. Right after that, you'll start being able to edit your personal information. So your profile settings allow you to modify the information that has been auto-populated from your desk profile. So if you have one desk profile, you want to make sure that at least that has updated, that is updated and it's current. That way you don't have to modify your information in Moxie. But let's say you want to make a couple changes in your Moxie profile, you will be able to do that. So you have your preferred name, your preferred title, you'll be able to edit that as well. Any additional designations that you've worked hard and want to obviously get that recognition, you'll be able to add those designations onto there. Edit if you want the office phone number, or if you have additional business phone numbers you want to showcase, you'll be able to do that as well. Update your email. If it's not your Coldwell Banker email, you'll be able to enter your preferred email as well. The information here, if it gets updated in your Moxie website, it will not get updated in your Moxie in your desk profile. So it will, if you make edits in your desk profile, they will transfer over to Moxie. But if you make a change on your Moxie website, they will not change over to desk. So you will have to go ahead and do that over. If you need help, please reach out to myself or your SSAs and they'll be able to guide you through that as well. If you make an error in modifying this information, you could always hit reset and it'll pull up everything from desk. So that will revert everything back to the original stuff. So if you ever make a mistake on your phone number or you forget your name, you'll be able to reset it. I'm kidding, you won't forget your name. And now that you'll be able to add your welcome task. So this is where we were talking about, we have that header, that picture, we have the search bar, and we have your slogan right here. But we want to make sure we start adding some personalization, give that visitor a little taste of what it will look like working with us. So this is where you'll be able to add that personal memo. It's intentionally white, so in case you don't want to enter anything in there, it won't look like something's missing, but it's recommended to include a brief summary or a video of that area. To modify it, you'll go over to your admin profile and edit your information. So usually what I recommend is just copying a paragraph from your bio that you've created, and you should have over at your CB Home admin profile, and just place it there. Just a quick little 2-3 sentences, doesn't have to be in depth, just so they know a little bit of you. You could even add imagery. You could add videos and links onto there. So you're not limited to a certain text count or a certain box layout. This is where you'll be able to kind of go in and edit it yourself with your expertise onto there. So now that's just the first top half. We also want to showcase our featured properties. If we don't have any active listings at the moment because everything got sold, you'll be able to showcase your office listings. if there's minimal office listings, then you could showcase your company's listings onto there. So there's always going to be a way that you could showcase active properties on your site, even if you don't have an active listing at the moment. So you'll be able to go ahead and create those different search windows on your site. It'll show key listings on your homepage, and then they'll be able to pull off additional properties. So you could decide if you want to just showcase your actives, your solds, your office listings, or anything in between there. One of the cool things is that you'll also be able to do a custom search. So if you pride yourself in working in a certain community or in a certain county, you'll be able to create that custom search and let your visitor know, hey, I work in Aptos. This is the Aptos listings that are active at the moment. And that way they don't have to go in and Google or search for it on your site. They'll just be able to click on that link and send them directly to the Aptos properties. This will allow you to edit your search and customize it and pick how many properties you're trying to showcase to your visitor. If you have your own blog, you'll be able to highlight that section. It doesn't have to be your own blog. It could be a Coldwell Banker blog or your MLS blog or your local association blog. You could start having that category on there. That way you have supplemental material on there that isn't always a listing, that isn't always a sale. It's going to be having a little bit of more additional information to give that flair to your page. And then you'll be able to select the group of posts that you want to display or not display. Useful links. So this is where I recommend having like a buyer assistant page where you say, okay, potential buyer, you purchased a new home in Carmel. Well, what company should I sign up for internet out there? What company should I sign up for garbage, for water, for AT&T? What are those phone numbers? If you go that extra mile and actually have those links on your site, you'll be able to direct everyone to your site and say, hey, I have all the links necessary on my page. That way you don't have to do the heavy lifting or going out of the way to search individually. You have all those resources for them. And that way they'll be able to keep visiting your site and say, hey, well, my realtor, she had all the resources. If you're wanting to move over, go to her site and you'll be able to learn a lot more or get an idea of what that area is or has. So always make sure you use these different options to have more traffic go to your site. So from there, you'll also be able to add a featured video. So it could be, you could grab a Coldwell Banker video. You could go to YouTube and find any link and upload it on there. That way you have some featured videos on there. It's not limited to just videos. So you could do pictures, tables, and more information for modules that you want to upload on there. You could copy the video link from the video and it will auto play on your site. So there's no embedding, no trying to code it to your site. The moment you stick your link there, it will pull up the video on your homepage. It will start playing. They'll be able to pause it and go to that site if they want to. But all you really need to do is copy and paste the link onto the link bar and it auto populates it magically onto your site. So you'll be able to do the source. So usually it's only going to be a YouTube or a Vimeo links that are allowed on there. So let's say you have a video on your phone that you want to showcase. We could post it on YouTube and have it not be public, but you'll be able to showcase it on your site as well. So as long as you have that URL, you'll be able to paste it onto there. You'll be able to also change the sizing. So if you want the whole page to be the video, you'll be able to do that. Or if you only want like a certain box layout, you'll also be able to do that as well. Your video will preview on the page, so it will show up. There won't be any guessings if it's not. Once you're on your homepage and you're gonna hit publish, all of those edits will save on your site, and you'll be able to automatically see those changes happen. And congrats, your homepage is customized. Literally just following those sections on the common task, you've already done more customizations than anyone else that hasn't even clicked on the desk link. I have a couple samples here that I wanted to show you that I have been working on, or from other agents as well. So this is Bruce Taylor from Aptos. He wanted a slideshow homepage, so he was able to get pictures from previous listings, and we created a slideshow. So this is one of a customized homepage, and this is a homepage that is just the generic layout. There wasn't any additional customizations or template that was created. So this is what it will look like if you just go ahead and edit the homepage. If you just go in there and you add your picture, you add your verbiage. She added her awards, her logo, a little bit of a bio, her featured properties. So I believe these are her office properties. And you'll also be able to see who the realtor is. So you'll always be giving credit to the actual listing agent. And you'll also be able to create that customized search. So if you want to search all of the open houses, you'll be able to create that search and have it showcased onto here. She has created blogs. So if we click on a blog, it will send us to that particular page on her site. Another thing that she's created is links to resources to her social media, mortgage samples. I discourage people to use the sample mortgage rates just because they're going a little crazy and they're not as current as how the market is going. So this is something that you could deactivate on one of your sections, and they added a Coldwell Banker YouTube video. So you don't have to have your own personalized YouTube video. You could always add it a company YouTube video. And this is the generic footer that it's mentioned. And this is another one. So this is another just generic header with verbiage on their featured properties and another additional section. We have Taylor that has his layout. Contact me. So this will go directly to him. He will get a text message letting him know that someone was on his site and they've entered their information and they want him to reach out to him. So this is going to be the way that you'll be able to be that main point of contact. They're expert in that community. You'll be able to see his sold properties and then any active properties from the office. And if we scroll down, we also have a video of Santa Cruz. Discover Santa Cruz, and it will send you over to things to do in Santa Cruz. So this is one way that you could use links to start creating that traffic. If you use links that are already traffic creating sites, Google will start picking your website as an actual actual real site, a functioning site, and it'll start putting your site up top on the search engine. So it's going to be search engine optimization by using different third-party links. So santacruz.org or visit Carmel, visit Monterey, any link that will send you to a .org or a .gov. It could be the community centers, things like that, just to showcase that you are that expert and you really know the ins and outs of that city, of that community. You'll be able to change those headers, create links onto there. He also has the monthly newsletter linked on there. So using links from your Prospect Square, from your Clients for Life, from any of that, you'll be able to create landing pages on that as well. So you'll be able to even create custom pages with your information on there. You got some postcards that he's created. And as you could tell, that search bar is always going to be there to always encourage your visitors, your clients to use your site as that point of contact. We always want to make sure to have them always reach out to you as the agent for any questions or concerns. And you'll be able to kind of just go ahead and build it on. You'll be able to add testimonials. It's also has the capability to connect to your Zillow site. So if you have Zillow reviews or recommendations, it will also be able to connect to your site and showcase that as well. Let's say you don't have it as a Zillow review page, then you'll be able to also copy and paste your own reviews from your different sites onto there as well. And have your bio page connected, and it'll have your contact information on the left-hand side, and your about me onto there. There is this one that has the animated top. And this site, they've really gone above and beyond in editing every single section. So this is, if you want to go crazy in your editing, you'll be able to replicate something like this. You'll be able to add a bunch of tabs, or nice and simple with just your main point of contact, your main expertise, your likes on there. And we also have templates. So let's say you've seen something that you've liked. Let me see if I could pull up my site. I've already created some templates that if you like, you reach out to me and I'll be able to share them to you. And because they don't have communities set up like an InTouch, I've created a couple communities templates. So I have a Carmel and Aptos template where it has a little bit of snips of what Carmel has. So I have a nice header on there for that community. And then a little bit of pieces of what that community has to offer. And you'll be able to also see a little map of it, have active links. So this is just a template. So that's why it doesn't have any links on it as well. But if we meet, we could go ahead and work on that. If you meet with one of your SSAs as well, they'll be able to assist you in creating those links. But this is already a step ahead. These are already some customizations that are possible. But these are the templates that I have already created. So if you see something that you like this one, so I have a Monterey County school resource and a Santa Cruz County resource page where it will have the cities on there. And then if we click Carmel, California, it will send you over to the greatschools.org and it'll give you the different information. That way you're giving them the resource, but you're not telling them, this is what I think. This is what the greatschools.org thinks. That way you're not creating that bias. You're not you're not violating any of those laws. So this way you at least have a visualization of your different locations. I have a spell check on that I need to edit onto there. I also have the same one for Santa Cruz as an option. So these are all templates that I've created that are possible for me to share with all of you. So I do have a Pebble Beach one, an Aptos one, and a Santa Cruz one that I'm able to share. So the ones that were able to attend the live session, you'll be able to email me and I'll send you over the templates. And then we'll work on them as well. So this has been a lot of information, I know, but it's going to be fun. I struggled at the beginning, but now I have so much fun. I get to be creative. But I want to help you. I want to help you be creative and showcase your personality, your professional persona. We want to showcase you. Coldwell Banker wants to leverage you as the listing and buying agent, as that resource for your community, as that expert. And we are here to guide you through it and help you be that expert, that expert in your community, and just successful in your career. I will stop sharing my screen. Well, let me first stop the recording. That way, if you have